Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back. We're live. Last weekly review of the year, and I'm super excited about this. It's gonna be pretty awesome. So I'm gonna do this only for fun because I don't trade this week. I probably won't trade like till next week for sure. But I want to go through some pairs and go with you guys on what I would look for. As I want to do kind of a practice to show you guys what I look for, what I identify in the market every week, and things I do pretty much all the time that are, I think, really important. So we'll jump on that in a second. I just want to make sure that it sounds fine compared to yesterday. Yesterday was like pretty weird, but we'll do that in just a second. And that's going to be pretty cool. I've already identified the pairs that I want to show you first. And I think we'll just go through that. Let's go on that. So you guys can let me know in the comment if you're watching this live. I would appreciate. And if you have any questions throughout this event, do let me know in the comment because I can know kind of what to target this on. And I'll open my phone with the chat because I want to hear from you guys, of course, as always. And by the way, of course, my best wishes for the next year. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be doing the best for that year, as always. And I definitely want to hear your growth, your progress for the next year. If I can do anything to help you out in any way I can, let me know also. And I'll be happy to help and to do whatever I can to deliver a lot of value, guys. And by the way, while I open my chat, you guys might know that yesterday I unveiled a new course I've built. A course about my strategy, what I trade. And this is basically for free. I think it should be still linked below. So I'll teach you everything I trade, all the rules I have. We even have in the course a checklist that covers all the rules of strategy that I teach you. And so that's going to be linked below. It's totally free. And I really want to make it my goal, my vision, to give you more value than what people are going to charge for. A lot of coaches are going to charge for strategies and things that they teach you that are really basic. I give it to you for free because I believe that you can get results with it. And that you're going to make the most of it. And for me, that's not a question of selling, but a question of helping you guys moving forward and getting to your goals, whatever your goals are. Okay, whatever that is. So I see we have a few people watching here. We have Coscos, what's up? You were here yesterday, I believe, which I really appreciate. Nicolai, what's up? Adam, it's perfect. Wonderful. Happy New Year, of course. So yeah, guys, we'll go to the chart and this should be fun. If there's any issue with like the sound or the video or whatever, just pin on the comment or in the chat. But this should be pretty top notch, which I'm chilled about. So we'll go through all the pairs. And some of you guys have been asking in the course that we publish, which is linked below, what pairs I trade. Well, they are here. Those are the pairs that I trade. Okay, all this list. Now it depends because there's some pairs that I'm gonna add, some pairs I will withdraw over time based on how they perform. Because they can't perform good for like a number of years. Well, they could, but like you have to put them and add them and withdraw them if they're not performing well. And that's why having a demo account on the side where you trade everything and you test everything, and then you look at what's profitable, what's not, what changes from profitable to not profitable, what goes from profitable to not profitable, okay, vice versa. And that's why these pairs are gonna change over time. So we'll go through that. So AUD, I'm just gonna have the weekly chart for now. Because it's kind of confusing when we have both time frame or 3 time frame. Keep in mind I only look at the setup on the 1 hour chart and the 4 hour for now. Okay, next year my goal is to upgrade the time frame, so trade even more time frame with agos and stuff and EAs, which are going to be pretty amazing, I feel. But for now it's only 1 time frame, 2 time frame I trade, 1 time frame I look at for the analysis. Okay, the weekly chart. So we'll just zoom in on that chart. But I just want you guys to understand the other charts are still there. So AUD is at this, and I've said I've been looking for this for a couple of weeks. Price was close to 0.97. It went there, pushed back down, and we were looking for basically bearish trade at this level. Okay, because we've been bouncing here in the past a few times. Good place to look for bearish setup. Now we went down a little bit, okay, because we bounced for that level. We can still look for trades. They're just not going to be like at the extreme point, but they're going to be continuation trade a little bit later, which can still work. Basically, I would go on the lower time frame, the 1 hour chart and the 4 hour chart, and look for these Bollinger Band setup, which we teach you in the course. We had one over here, which is a lower probability one, but in that case, it worked out pretty well. Okay, we had another one over here, worked out well also. Okay, those are 2 trade setup that I see for now. I'm not sure if we had any at the top. It's not good, but no. So we still had 2, which is I think a pretty good thing. Now, those trades, depending on what you set your rules as, you might take them or not. I would personally have taken this one here on a algo account, So I'll go trading because I don't have the rule for the middle band yet because I want to test. And this one here has been executed on only one of my account, the test account, not the real live account because it's less reliable. Okay, and if you want to know why, check out the course below, which is entirely free. So that's it for the pair. And now we can still look for a trade, of course, as we said over here when we come back to the upper band of the Bollinger Band on both time frame, 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart. Okay. Any question on this? Let me know in the comment or in the chat. And that should be it for now. Let's get to the new question. What's up, Scott? It's been a while, I feel. Scott, awesome. Cool. Okay, we'll go on the next pair. AUD I don't have anything to look at this for now. It's between two levels, so we won't trade that. AUD NZD is coming back to a pretty important level. Okay, and I was like making a mistake before because I had my chart set up in the monthly chart, and this level looks like really awesome on a monthly chart, and some other pairs too. So look how nice this kind of unfolds back down to the same level all the time at 1.04. And this is where we can look for bullish trades. Okay, because the fact, I'm just going to try to set something here. There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, back here at 1.04, and we can look for bullish trade at this level, in my opinion. Now we look on the lower time frame. We're not there yet, so we have to wait a little bit. But I prefer to flag the pair and make it visible before that, so I know exactly what to look for when we get to that level. Okay, and then we can look for bullish trades with the Bollinger Band. So we go look at the lower band of the Bollinger Band, see where price breaks the band, and that's where you look for your setup. Okay. So far we had nothing on this pair on the 1 hour chart, and on the 4 hour chart we had nothing either. Okay, so not much to see for now, but keep in mind we're far a little bit from the level. Okay, we have a roughly 60 pip of between where we are now and the zone, so we can still wait a little bit and be patient and look for setup when we get there. Okay. AUD-SGD, I don't trade that pair. I just added here for some testings. This is AUD-USD. So this is another pair that looks, I think, really nice on a monthly chart. Let me just validate that for the fun of it. Okay, we'll zoom it in. Yeah, this looks awesome. So we went here 0.70, a round number, back here as a kind of a retracement, right? Because we were in a downtrend, retracement over here, fall back down, and that's where we'll see what we do. Okay, so now we could look for two things in this. One is to look for a bullish trade here. So that's what I'm going to look for, a reversal kind of trade. But some people might wait for a push over here and then move to the downside because it's a pretty kind of downtrend on this higher leg over here. But both ways I believe are fine. Okay, it's just a matter of like finding what your style and looking for that style consistently all the time, not changing from one style to the next because that's going to be tricky over time. Okay, so I'm here. I'm looking for bullish setup on this pair when price gets to the lower band of the Bollinger Band, and for now we have nothing, but we're not quite there yet. We're close. We're really close. Okay, let's just go back on a weekly chart. So yeah, bullish trade at this level, but I'm gonna flag this one. Of course, we're pretty close to it, to the level, and we'll look for trades there. Okay, CAD CHF is going back to a level here. We're kind of in between, so that's why I'm not really flagging it. Well, I'm flagging it, but I won't really trade it for now. But looks like price, like we had this level over here, 0.725, 0.174. We came down to here. Seems like we're gonna break this level. Okay, as soon as we close below this low over here, in my mind, we'll break the level. So we close below this. So in fact, now the next level we look at is this over here at 0.71. Okay, so I'm gonna look for bullish trades there. This looks pretty well. We touched there a few times in the past. And that's where you look for bullish setup. Okay, if you go look at the lower time frame, we have no trade setup. I think so far. No, we had no trade setup there, and here this was not really a good trade. Okay, yeah, proper trade setup. So no for this pair for now, but we can still look for trades when we get closer to the level, and that's going to be a pretty cool place to look for bullish trades, in my opinion. So by the way, you guys let me know in the comment or in the chat. If you're watching this live, I would appreciate where you're watching this from. and what kind of goal you have for next year. I would appreciate, because it's the end of the year in a couple of hours here in Canada, Montreal. But you could let me know in the comment or in the chat, and I would really appreciate to kind of help you and know what to focus on more next year, because this is going to be super cool things planned, I feel, from my part. So we'll see. We'll go to the next pair. And I'm not sure why my connection is that slow. We're just going to try to make it work. Euro AUD is it's between two zones. We'll wait for price to hit 1.65 to look for bearish trades on this pair. So I'm not going to touch it for now, but we're quite close to the zone. Okay. Euro CAD, this pair is at a resistance area right now, where we've bounced in the past, over here at 1.55, and that's where you can look for bearish setup on the pair. So far we have no trades in this. Just gonna have a look. Well, we did have a setup over here, which is a low probability one, but you could have taken that if you want. But I believe this was on a Friday. I'm not too sure, but 28. Yeah, 28 was a Friday. So here's a trade setup if you want to enter like on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. I wouldn't take that trade, okay? Because it's like I don't trade on Fridays; they're not profitable for me. And then you risk being in a gap on the weekend. Okay, so I would not take that trade. It's kind of risky a little bit. But if you want to take it, yeah, you might want to test and take it if you think it's profitable. But in my case, I wouldn't take that trade. Okay, because it's on a Friday, and we had a gap the next day, the Monday after that, even. Okay. Yeah. So 28, yeah, and 30, exactly. So on a Sunday, on a Friday. Now, Euro GBP. Look at this here, a very cool engulfing candle, very nice setup, but we're against the zone, so I would not take that trade. Okay, same thing, well, not here, but here on the 1 hour chart. And basically what I look for on this is, because we're near to a resistance area here on the weekly chart, okay, pretty strong sign that price might reverse there at 0.91. So I'm only looking there for bearish trades. Okay, you cannot have like both you look for. It cannot be like bullish or bearish. It has to be one, because you're trading this at this zone, a specific zone in the market. So it can only be one. And people ask sometimes if I trade like two trades if they're opposite, if I have the opposite setup, but I can't have the opposite setup because I have one zone, and the zone only gives one trade you can take, not two. Okay, so if you're wrong, if you stepped out of your first trades, that means that price did something different, and you might be at a different zone now. Then you might trade the opposite, but until you're at the same zone, you keep trading the same thing. In my opinion, okay, that's what I look for. But you could trade different for sure. So price here, we can look for bearish setup. So I would wait for price to hit the upper band of the long band and do a nice engulfing candle, and then you would enter on that trade. But for now, we have nothing. We're not there yet exactly, but we're really close to it. So a good place to look for bearish trades. Okay, and that's pretty interesting because despite the holidays now, we're having a lot of pairs of zones. That's like more than usual, I think. And I'm not trading, but if you want to trade, you could have setup. The only question here is there going to be enough volatility and moves in the market to justify taking trades? And I think the answer is going to be no. But if you think it's going to be yes, or if you are willing to accept that your trades are going to take longer to get to their take profit or their stop loss, then you might trade. But in my opinion, like for me, I don't trade now because it's like too much of low volatility, and the moves, like my stats have been really bad in holidays in the past, so I don't take the risk. Now Euro USD, we're getting back to, well, this we talked about this a long time ago, so the same level since like the past since May, which is crazy. But basically, you look for, well, you would look in the past for a bullish trade at this zone. Now we said if price gonna break below this low and close below this low here, I'll give you the price at 1.2933 or so. That means that you would look then for the opposite setup. So like you would look for price to hit down. Now the funny thing is that since back then, we didn't break below that low. Okay, we went a little bit below, but we would never close below that low over here. So a good sign that the level is like really holding. It's really a strong level, but we do not have the right momentum to take trades and to have like good setup. Okay, so that's kind of sad for Euro USD. We cannot really trade on that pair, and we just have to accept, okay, because it's pretty bad. But that's a good example of zone. and also a good example of like what happens when the zone doesn't get triggered and nothing happens. Okay, so that's it for USD, for Euro USD. I'm gonna go on a few pairs, and cool. I'm gonna get your comment after. That's pretty cool. We have people from Ireland, which is gonna be probably pretty cool now. Florida, Scott, nice, awesome. UK, okay. Kenya, awesome. And Jared, what's up, Jared? Wonderful. So okay, GP CAD is, yeah, between two zones like always. It feels it's been a long time. GPCHF between two zones. Why is it? Well, I flagged it because it's getting close now. This level over here, but it's really between two zones, so I'm gonna unflag it for now. And as you can see, like here's been sideways, so back and forth between these two levels, and now we get here, and now we're again in the middle of the zone, so not really good. GPGPY is right here at a support area, and we had a pretty cool. I'm just gonna make sure this is not too far. Yeah, we had a really good trade setup over here. Okay, so I'll just go through the whole process, and you guys can follow along and let me know if you have any question on this. So we're on a weekly chart. We're coming back to a level here at 140, a round number, where we bounced 3 times in the past. So we bounced even like back in the past. So here, coming back here, coming back here, here, one again here, and now we're just going back here again. Okay, at 1.40. So that means that we will look for bullish trades. Okay, it's a clear bullish zone, and that means that I will look for trades on lower time frame. And what happened here? Okay, oh, wrong button. You gotta be careful with those platforms. Anyway, okay, so good. So then what we do is we look for bullish trades, which means at the lower band of the long band on both time frames, the 1 hour chart and the forward chart. We'll look at the forward chart first. So price came back down here. 1.40 is our level. So 1.40 is like here. Okay. Now we're exactly there. And see what price does is that it comes back down. Does here a nothing open candle. But we failed to move beyond. We'll enter like a trade beyond the high. It fails to move beyond. So we don't, like, we'll put an order here above, but it's not triggered. Okay, then price falls back down. And no trade set up. Okay, and then falls back down again. But if we go on the 1 hour chart, that's where we have a pretty cool trade setup. So again, the same thing. It's the same movement, just a different time frame. Price falls back down from 1.42 back to 1.40 over here. And then we have a couple of candles. So we have one over here. We don't go beyond. This would be a bad trade. And then the other engulfing candle we have breaking the Bollinger Band is over here. Okay, where we break the Bollinger Band with 2 candlesticks. Now we have an engulfing candle. We enter beyond the high. I'm just going to draw this for you over here. We enter beyond the high, like around 5 pip, might be a little bit more than that. Stop loss below the low. And reward to risk, I personally do 1 take profit at 1-to-1 and 1 at 3-to-1 based on what I've tested. You could do different. I'm just saying this is what I do, but keep in mind you could do different. Okay, I want to encourage you guys to think on your own and be independent and not just follow what I tell you to follow, because that's sometimes useless in the future, but that's how you do things. So 1-to-1 would be here. Okay, you can put a line. You can see. Oh, so around here. And then 3-to-1 would be a little bit, well, quite a bit beyond. Okay. Let's just make this happen right here. Okay. So quite far. But the point is that you would be still in the trade right now. Okay, this is the tiredness of the last day of the year, but whatever. Okay. So yeah, so you would still be in the trade right now. And price kind of shoot back down, but to me that's fair, that's fine, it happens sometimes. But because it's the holidays and stuff, I kind of see these moves as just kind of random and weird. But I'll still be in the trade on that pair. Okay, and that's it for this trade. Okay, now of course, like I don't move my stop loss at all. I just leave it the same, and you will be still at break even now, which is not bad. It's a pretty good place to be in. So if price was to go back down to hit your stop loss, you get to break even. You get to close half over here, and you only have half in the market, which is, I think, a pretty good thing to have. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna get your comment after. I'm just going to kind of follow up and stuff. But that's it for GP, GPY. Now you can still look for bullish trades based on what price does after it comes back here. But for now, just leave it as is. Okay. Let's remove this. Good. GP and ZD is between two zones. We're coming back here to retest this level. I would, if I really want to trade that pair, I would look for bearish trades as a kind of retest of this area. So we broke down below, came back to retest the area. Now we look for basically this, but the opposite. So a move over here to the downside, in my opinion. Okay. So, but I prefer to not take those trades too much of like the rebounds and stuff. I take the first trade, and then the other ones after, like the rebounds, I don't take them. Okay. So up to you. And I'm more reversal than with the trend when I trade. Okay. But that's it for this pair. GPUSD is between two zones. We're not going to trade that. Even though we have a cool setup over here, I wouldn't take that trade. Okay. NZD CAD, it's going back really nicely to a level 0.92, and that's where you can look for bearish trades in this pair. Okay, so we've bounced here many times in the past. It's kind of a zone in between two major zones, so in between 0.96 and 0.86, so 1,000 pip of difference. And right in the middle, or yeah, close to it, you have 0.92. So as a zone between the two. And that's why we look for bearish trade in this pair. Okay, so far we had this over here, no continuation below, so we don't take a trade here. And that is about that. Well, we had one here with, again, no continuation below, so we can't take any trades on this so far. But we'll see what price does. And it's been like really slow in movement here, so a really tight range. So hopefully after the holiday it's gonna pick back up and be better for these trades on this pair. Okay, S&P got a drop, but we don't trade that. I don't trade that personally. USD CAD is kind of breaking above a zone that we had in the past. Now some people might say, because they see this high over here, I'll short at this high. Okay, I'll short at 1.38 or something. And for me, I wouldn't do this because I would much rather kind of wait for price to come back here, because this year we didn't have any high before. Like it's like price never reversed there. Okay, only once, and that means that it's gonna be probably less reliable. We cannot really justify a zone based on only one high. So I would wait for this. I would wait to see what price does and stay on the side, because I have no edge on these kind of trades. I have an edge when it's kind of a clear zone and a clear possible move, as opposed to kind of something random. Okay, so I will unflag this and wait to see what happens with this pair. USDJPY is, now we said we look for bullish trade at this zone 111. Looks like it's gonna break. Well, it broke down, so we wait for the next zone, which in my opinion is gonna be 105 over here. In the meantime, just relax, stay calm, enjoy the holidays, and that's about it for the pair. USD SJD is between two zones again. So again, you relax, you watch these videos, you have fun, and you enjoy the holidays, of course. So I think we've done all the pairs, and yes, we did. I'm gonna go back to face mode. Here we go. And you guys let me know in the comment below if you have any question, or in the chat, and I want to answer your question. I have a few minutes. I'll stay here around for a few minutes so I can answer your question. And if you have anything you want to ask, go ahead and ask. I'll be happy to help. What I've seen here is we have, yeah, Jared. Jared says my goal is backtesting. Yeah, a lot of it. Perfect. Backtesting a lot. Awesome. I love this, Jared. That's gonna be pretty big results. After that, Adam says, just starting out, a family member pit me on how to onto it, and I'm hooked. That's perfect. So awesome. I love this. Nick Lee from Trinidad. I love this. We have people from Trinidad recently. We have a few people in the academy, in the Facebook group, and that's awesome. I love it. I'm gonna probably have to visit this place one day for sure. When you take a swing position, is based on global macro. No, it's only technical. I only look at technical analysis when I trade, and no macro. Okay, and I doubt this will change in the future. How do you decide what currency to trade? Based on the results. So I backtested a lot like 2 years ago when I first started to trade this, and I went to like a lot of pairs, but got the result for all the pairs, and then I only picked the ones that had good results. So if that a kind of a medium result, I still took them to try and trade them, and then the one with like really good result, and the losing ones I didn't take them. Okay, I just dropped the pairs, and then I had this list of pairs to monitor that were kind of good, and now I'm still testing like pretty much on a monthly basis what pairs are good, what pairs are not good, and which one I could drop and which one I could add to my list. Because that's kind of how you do it with the data and the test. Always get your data, that's for sure. So we have Kuz says, what is the lowest and highest time frame that you enter a trade? Now it's 1 hour chart and forward chart. I used to trade the daily chart, and that stopped working a little bit based on how the market moves. So I stopped trading it. I saw pretty quickly that the data was wrong in my backtest for the daily chart, and I stopped trading it for some time. We'll see if it picks back up in like a year or two or something. But for now, I drop it. And I used to trade a long time ago the 5-minute chart when I was day trading, but I don't day trade anymore. So that's kind of the highest and the lowest based on like the past few years. But for now it's only the 1 hour chart and the 4 hour chart that I trade. Okay. What do you consider as a low probability trade? Well, all these trades that do not respect the strategy I have, they're pretty much low probability. Because that's my rule. And if they don't respect any of the rule, then they're definitely low probability. Okay, for me. But that's how I see it. So there's a couple of things that, and I won't go to all of them now, but in the course that's linked below, which is a free course, we teach you everything, all the rules and what's low probability, high probability and stuff. But basically, if it's going to be beyond the Bollinger Band when you enter, beyond the middle band of the Bollinger Band when you enter, it's for me low probability. Okay. If it's going to be a engulfing candle not breaking outside the Bollinger Band, it's low probability. Okay. And there's other factors, like we said, another one's entering beyond the high of a candlestick, or just beyond the high or the beyond the high or the low of the candlestick. If it's not triggered, then it's not a good trade. Okay, so don't leave it there. Cancel the position and you'll be fine. Okay, so those are rules that I have for my strategy, but they could vary from you, of course. So thank you, Alejandro, for the link for the strategy course. I appreciate. You guys can join this. It's totally free. And with the issue, like everything, I want to really pride myself on giving you guys a lot of free value and some things that some people are going to charge a lot for, because I want you to learn. I want you to get result, and ultimately, if we get result, I'm happy, you're happy, and that's awesome. So that's it for now. Nicholas says, how do you determine currency strength? I don't really determine that. I just let the trades happen and the setup show up. And for the strength, it doesn't really matter. For me, at least. It could be different for your style. So I can't really speak for everyone. But there's ways you can look at this. I've seen someone talk about, you can look at basically two pairs. And that comes back to correlation. You look at the pair you want to trade with two different other pairs. It's kind of a messy thing, which I never understood. But yeah, I don't do it. But yeah. So guys, that's it for now. I think it's already 5:15 here, 16 p.m. So I appreciate you for being here today. I want to wish you a happy new year, because it's coming. It's probably the new year in your country now, if you're in Asia or Europe. But I want to thank you for this, and I'll catch you back here tomorrow. We have a video here tomorrow about trading journals and some things you have to really consider really when you trade. I didn't phrase this. So biggest mistake people make when they journal, that's gonna be tomorrow. And then I'm gonna work to have a video for you every day starting from the day after, and that's gonna be pretty epic. So subscribe if it's not done yet. I'll catch you back here in this channel on the screen tomorrow. Ciao.